Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 10, Chapter 12, verse number 37. Etat kaumarajan karma hare atma hi mokshanam mrityo poganda ke bala drishtvo chur vismita vache. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace of Chaitanya Ananta Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This incident of Krishna saving himself and his associates from death and of giving deliverance to Aghasura, who assumed the form of a python, took place when Krishna was 5 years old. It was disclosed in Brajabhumi after 1 year, as if it had taken place on that very day. Translation. The word mokshana means liberation. For the associates of Krishna and for Krishna himself, there is no question about liberation. They are already liberated, being in the spiritual world. In the material world, there are birth, death, or old age and disease. But in the spiritual world, there are no such things because everything is eternal. As for the python, however, by the association of Krishna and his devotees, Aghasura also achieved the same facility of eternal life. Therefore, as indicated here by the word Atmahi Mokshanam, if the python Aghasura could receive eternal association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, what is to be said of those who are already associates of the Lord? Sakam Vijaru Krita Punya Punja, Bhagavatam 10.12.11. Here is the proof that God is good for everyone. Even when he kills someone, the one who is killed attains liberation. What then is to be said of those who are already in the association of the Lord? Om Ajnanatimirantasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupagadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatadini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukham Karoti Vachaya Pangam Yatkipatam Nandi Shri Guru Dinataram Vanchakalpata Vishikripa Sandhya Chapatitanam Pavani Vaishnavibhyanam. एतत् कौमाराजं कर्म हरेर आत्मा ही मोक्षणम. Harer Atma hi mokshanam. Their deliverance and the deliverance of the python. So Srila Prabhupada mentions in the purport that for the associates of Krishna and for Krishna himself, there is no question of liberation. They are already liberated. It's already been proved before that after, and Prabhupada quotes this verse, Sakam Vijaru Krita Punya Punja. They've already been liberated by their immense amount of bhakti. Yes. Over here, when it mentions pious activities, it's pious activities in devotional service. It's not just pious activities. It's not philanthropic work which can actually take us back home, back to Godhead. So Krita Punya Punja. We cannot even imagine what kind of level of devotion these sakhas have for Krishna. That they are now putting their hands on Krishna, yes, playing with Krishna, beating Krishna actually in games, defeating him, putting him down in the wrestling match. This cannot be even imagined by any of the greatest speculative scholars or even great demigods. It just cannot be possible. And so that's why over here it is mentioned, this incident of Krishna saving himself and of giving deliverance to Aghasur. That's why Prabhupada mentioned that for the associates of Krishna, there is no reason of question of liberation. They're already in the spiritual world. Yes. That's why we need the commentaries of the Acharyas. Otherwise, we might think that, Etat Kaumarajam Karma Harer Atma Hi Mokshanam. Yes. The mokshanam, their deliverance and the deliverance of the python. It will be very difficult. That, what does it mean to have their deliverance? That means they are not in the spiritual world. That means whatever they are doing is material. And then they got liberated. No, that is not what it means, Prabhupada is mentioning. It doesn't mean that they died inside Aghasur's mouth and then Krishna looked at him and now they have gone back home, back to Godhead. There's a big mystery. And that's why we need Acharya's commentaries to understand what is the intent of Shukdev Goswami saying these words. Yes. Because there are multiple meanings of a single word. Yes. Multiple meanings. And that's why even in English language, right? If you put the comma here and there, the meaning changes. And so to understand from the great Acharyas is the only hope. When people say that I've read, when speculative scholars mention that, we've read this, we've read that. But it cannot be revealed. It is only revealed to great Acharyas. Revealed, Bhaktamam Abhijananti, it's revealed knowledge. Yes, it is revealed knowledge. It is not gained. You cannot read a book and then understand Krishna. No, it's not possible. Maharaj again and Prabhupada again and again mentions this point. It is not possible by our own speculative process. Bhaktisundar Maharaj yesterday mentioned the same thing. It is not possible by our own endeavors. This is not Gyan, this is Bhakti. Yes. Whatever we are talking about Krishna, that comes in Bhakti. It doesn't come in Gyan. Yes. A person who is doing business, he knows how to talk. He knows how to sell a product. Yes. That's a skill, that's a gyan. He has gyan of that knowledge, of that business. And that's why it can be called gyan. Yes, but he has to have faith in that. That by doing this, I will get the same result of enjoying more and more. Right? They have to have faith that after I sell this for profit, more than what I've gained, I will have more money. Because they have seen it in the world, and that's why they have faith that the next time when they do the same thing, they will have more money. You have to be on faith. Yes. By random, if we say that random things come out about every time, it's all random. Yes, everything is random and akasmat things happen, suddenly things happen. then why does it always give the same result? Yes. When we give something for, buy for 10 rupees and sell for 12, we have $2 or 2 rupees of profit. Why is there any profit? Why is there any time in any moment of the universe it has happened that you bought it for 10, you sold it for 12, and now you are in loss? Those calculations are not possible. It's a law. Yes, it's a law. Equal and opposite reaction. It's a law. It's not Newton's law. Newton cannot claim that he has the law. He created the law, and henceforth, then it will be equal and opposite reaction. 36. So then, that's why it is very important to understand that we are not the creators of these laws, yet the laws exist eternally. And that's why when we are within these laws, there is a specific process. Prabhupada was mentioning in a lecture. It is experiential knowledge, pratyaksha. You follow the process, you get the result. Yes. And the whole point is that people have so many doubts. I also have doubt. But the point is that when you follow the process and you see the result, right? You buy for $10, you sell for $12, you will have $2. You will be in profit. This is the law. Now somebody might say, no, nobody has seen it, nobody has done it, blah, 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 how can I faith it? No, but when you go outside and you actually do the thing, then you develop some faith. That's how it works, correct? A kid, a newly started walking kid or started talking kid, if you give him $10 and if you take, if he goes to the store and he gives $10, yes, and then they do not give him anything in return, does that kid actually, it matters to the kid? No, because he's an ignorant fool, right? He's in a loss. He didn't get anything in return, not even equal. Yes. So does the process not work? No. The process is that, first of all, you should know what is the process. The kid doesn't know the process. That's why he can never be in profit. He can never understand Krishna, right? Not Krishna, sorry, the profit process. He won't be able to understand it. What does it mean, profit? What is 12 minus 10? Oh, it's 2. Okay, now it is profit. How is it profit? I don't know. So the whole point is that we don't know. Then Prabhupada was mentioning that after you have knowledge and then you put it in practice, then when you gain some experience, then you start having faith. This process works this way. But a speculative scholar might, oh no, this is that and this is that and this and how, and this is the Big Bang theory and this is how it works. No. If you want to understand God, there is a process. By a speculative knowledge, you might understand how the material world works. But if you want to know about Krishna, by understanding the material world, you can never know the transcendental planet. It's not possible. The transcendental realm in itself is beyond material energy. How can you do something over here and understand over there? The ants are trying to understand whether humans exist. How is it ever going to be possible? They do not care, they do not want to know. It is not possible for them to understand that the humans exist. They do not know, an ant in India doesn't know that America exists. They do not know that the ant in America might be different than what we have in India. They do not know. So does that mean it does not exist? It's a simple logic. Very nice, but the whole point is that it is an experiential knowledge. When we try to understand Krishna consciousness, and then we apply it in our life, then we see there is no other way to be happy. At least theoretically. Then somewhere it will come into practice. And then we will give up, we will be detached. And that's how we understand these great souls who visit this temple also. They do not need any wife, child. They do not need to organize any temple. They do not need to organize any festival. Yes, they do not need to go and show off somewhere. They are happy to get up early. Yes, Maharaj was mentioning yesterday. Very simple. Sleep early, get up early. So difficult for us to do. Simple for the simple and complicated for the complicated. He's practiced it. He has realizations. He has revelations. So many things. It's revealed knowledge. You put it in practice, Krishna being happy will reveal. Krishna not being happy, you might take the effort, it won't be revealed. As simple as that. You might take 10, 12, 20 years, 30 years doing anything and everything in the temple, becoming detached, show detachment. But if it is not done for Krishna, Krishna is not going to reveal at all. Yes. Krishna won't reveal at all. And hence, that's why over here Prabhupada mentioned, we have to understand through Krishna's knowledge, through what the Acharyas mention. And therefore, Aghasur, over here, they are saying, we'll discuss tomorrow anyway, I'm giving class 2 days. It is said over here that after 1 year, yes, and tomorrow, and then actually Parikshit Maharaj will say that, he just moves on by just saying this one word. And then Parikshit Maharaj catches the point. That's an attentive listener. It is so difficult for us to pay attention in the class. So difficult. Yesterday, we were like, all children might not be able to pay attention, and they get distracted by playing games and all. But the elders, they just zone out. Just black out. They might hear, but there is no mananam. Yes, most of us in the temple is zoning out. Most. People might say, no, I'm initiated, I'm paying attention. No, you're not. Let's be very frank. No, you're not. We can see why. Because there is no mananam. And when there is no mananam, it does not make sense. Things are okay on the superficial platform. But Krishna actually reciprocating after 10, 12, 20 years, and you're getting the same enthusiasm. Very difficult to maintain enthusiasm. That's why when great devotees come, we can see after so many years, 1975, Srila Prabhupada went to Venezuela. This is 2025, 50 years anniversary. Maharaj was so nice. He was mentioning that, yes, see, 50-year anniversary, so you're getting the book. Because in the earlier class he was saying, you want to know more stories? In Mathura Wala Prabhupada, you want to know more stories of Srila Prabhupada? And you were like, Jai. And they're like, take the book. And everybody started laughing. So, like, yeah. I am also, I was thinking, he is a salesman of bhakti. Perfect souls who come to sell bhakti. Mahaprabhu mentions that I have these fruits, I want to give it to the whole world. And we can see practically these devotees actually spend their whole lives to take these fruits and give it to us. And what a perfect salesman. Selling it to everyone. Srila Prabhupada's mercy. I was so happy. And yesterday he was mentioning 50 years anniversary. So you should buy. So inspiring. You have to have bhakti to give. Yes, you have to have bhakti. Otherwise you cannot give. You might do performances. You might play nicely. You might give classes nicely. You might dress the deities nicely. Yes. You might have oratorship skills. Everything you might have. But if you don't have bhakti, the other person is not going to get it. How much ever we show kindness and caring and everything. Devotee care, the first instance that we should be first a devotee to understand that what is devotee care. Maharaj mentions that for devotee care, first of all, we need to understand the importance of devotee, not on a philanthropic level. Yes, if we are thinking it's a philanthropic level, it's not actually devotee care. It's philanthropic care. There's a big difference, a very big difference. If we do not understand the importance of devotees, if we do not understand the importance of the movement of Srila Prabhupada, we won't be able to do all these things. Superficially, we might organize so many things. We might organize bhogas, make spreadsheets and so many things. But eventually giving Krishna consciousness, not possible. We might invite people to your homes, celebrate big things and performances and kirtans and all. But to actually give bhakti, and that too at what level? We might speak something, but only to our level. Yes, we might give something which we have, not which we aspire for. No, not possible. If you have attachment for Krishna, you can give attachment for Krishna. And that's what these great souls come to give. We might think that we might give that. No, we can't. Yes, it's not possible. We don't have that. That's why when these great souls come, they actually are giving the fruits of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's tree of devotional service, which none of is very rare to have. Very rare to have bhakti. Very rare to have attachment for Krishna. Attachment to Krishna is something so different. Yes, we might be externally detached, even internally detached, due to being in the mode of goodness. Mayavadis are detached. They also serve Vishnu. In Guruvayur temple, they are serving Krishna and chanting Hare Krishna. But ultimately they won't go back home, back to Godhead, to Golok. Why? Because they do not have bhakti. They might chant Hare Krishna, but they will get yayatham aprapadyante. They'll get Brahman realization. Not bhakti. Bhakti is very rare. Very rare. Very, very, very rare. We might think coming to America is rare. No. Yes, or becoming, a millionaire is rare. No, it's not. Becoming a devotee is rare in the whole universe. Srila Prabhupada met so many devotees. And that's why we should be so grateful when the souls come and they distribute the love. Distribute it. Otherwise, this Gadadhar Pandit, one person, or Terkadamba Prabhu was mentioning, Gadadhar Pandit says the use of the temple is to spread Krishna consciousness. Otherwise it's useless. Yes, maintaining the temple is useless. Shri Radha Madhav Hari Bhagwan ki jai. So we'll stop here today. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare Bhagavatam.